Thank you, Senator Joyce. Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to make some brief comments on this report, which is highly unprecedented. We are faced with a challenge which really, legally, it's an issue that can be resolved very, very easily. Mr. Speaker, the process of moving funds to a county assembly are clearly defined in the Public Finance Management Act. If you read Section 1 of 3 of the Public Finance Management Act, it sets up treasury of the county assembly. 104 puts or places the CCM finance as the head of the treasury. This is the person who communicates and deals with the control of budget. All these problems we are facing, and I've taken some time to try and understand because I've looked at the recommendations, but the recommendations given by the committee do not solve the problem. These are interim recommendations that do not provide a solution to the problem that we're having in Nyamira County. Mr. Speaker, this is an issue of a fiduciary responsibility. My brother from Nyandarua attempted to guide this House in an area where we should be actually looking at it. And I hope that the committee members were listening keenly because the distinguished senator from Nyandarua was actually leading this House to where we should be able to resolve this problem. When we have a county that has got 2 assemblies, we first of all ask our questions, what is our role as the Senate? We are the House that is supposed to protect devolution. But when you have 2 assemblies, then the issues of, 1, lack of accountability, or the issue of a fiduciary responsibility arises. I've taken some time and I've consulted with the area senator, who has clearly explained to me where the problem is. We have 2 assemblies. We have one with 12 members. We have another one with 22 members. The 12 members, the 22 members attempted to impeach, attempted to impeach the governor. When they could not succeed in impeaching the governor, now the governor now decided, I'm going to deal with these 22 MCAs. Then when he was going to deal with the 22 MCAs, the 22 MCAs decided to impeach the speaker. Now the speaker went to court. When the speaker went to court, he said that these 22 MCAs had not met the threshold. He was not given a stay. So when he was not given a stay, legally speaking, you cannot proceed. You are impeached. That is it. So, Mr. Speaker, when you follow the process, and this is why I'm saying there's a lot of collusion, and it is about time that we try to figure out where this collusion is coming from. Because if you have 2 clerks, before an assembly is funded, their money is tied to the exchequer, which is being released to the county assemblies. Before that money is released, the CCM finance, who is the head of treasury of that county assembly, is the one who has got to release a Form C so that the money can then now be sent to the assembly. So we are finding a situation here, Mr. Speaker, where there is either incompetence in the part of the CCM finance, and I wish Senator Kajwang was here, because when you read the Public Finance Management Act, I think Section 99, there are serious consequences that befall anyone who violates the PFM Act. 199. So here is it's a very simple process that we need to be able to proceed with. And Mr. Speaker, instead of beating about the bush and giving recommendation that really will not solve this problem, we should go to the bottom line. Why is the CCM finance issuing Form C to send money to people sitting in a place which is gazetted by an impeached speaker? That is where the problem is. So what we should do right now is very simple. If this Senate cannot be able to pass a resolution and make sure that resolution is implemented, other agencies should be able to move expeditiously and make arrests. The controller budget should also not be releasing money Because the law, Article 2, is it 226, subsection 5? 225, subsection 6, one of the two, mandates her to release the money only when she's satisfied that that money is authorized by law. So, Mr. Speaker, just 30 seconds, because this issue is very key. So it is important. Otherwise, we will not be able to solve this problem, Mr. Speaker. We will be going back and forth. Things will not be implemented. You know, things will not be implemented. What we need to do is very clearly summon the devolution committee should work closely, or we should actually set up an ad hoc committee. Yes. Set up an ad hoc committee. The first thing we need to do is to make sure that we use Article 125 of the Constitution and summon the governor here to appear with the CCM finance. And at the same time, also ensure that we've summoned the controller of budget so that we bring sanity to this matter. Otherwise, Mr.
Your 30 seconds are up, Senator. Senator Sigy Hillary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to support the motion as amended. And from the very onset, Mr. Speaker, I would like to, first of all, defend the committee. The committee that was involved in this particular question has been bashed by members over allegations that they have taken more than 45 days, which is not true. And, Mr. Speaker, as a matter of fact, I have been going through the Hansard. The question, or rather the statement, was sought by Senior Counsel Okonko Mogeni on the 1st of April, and a preliminary report was tabled on 17th of April. That is barely 17 days. And interestingly, Mr. Speaker, this is what the Hansard said, and I want to quote what Senator Okonko Mogeni on that particular day said. And I wish the chairperson of committee was in the House, because he and his members ought equally to be defended for what is good they have done and are blamed for the delays that, if any, have caused. Senator Mogeni confirmed that indeed, Mr. Speaker, it is a progress report on the operational and leadership crisis affecting the County Assembly of Nyamira. I rose on a point of order on 1st of April and sought the indulgence of the committee to deal with 4 issues. I have had the opportunity to peruse through, and I thank the chairperson of the Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee and his members for the attention they gave this matter and for the speed at which they have tabled the report before the House. To that extent, Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate the committee members. However, I further want to give an indication and an appreciation to the Senator for Kisumu, because if the report, as was tabled earlier on by the chairperson, was as it were, then it would not have served the purpose of the statement that was sought by Senator from Nyamira County. And the reason is as black as white. It was not reflective of the concerns that were raised. And this is one of the issues, Mr. Speaker, that led to the concern that the Senator on that particular day sought the intervention of the Speaker, and 2 issues were referred to the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, which issues substantially will have been dealt if this report were to be adopted today by the amendment that has been sought by Senator Ojenda, which amendment has been adopted, and it is this which we are debating. So the committee did what they could do in the circumstances of that, and in terms of time, they had done their best. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, the amendment has indeed given life to the report, and that is why we are supporting, because the question that had been sought by Senator Omogeni are threefold. And if we were to approve, which I support, that we approve the report as amended, the issue as to the legality of the sittings by a version of the Assembly which is outside the presence of the gazetted Parliament, or rather Assembly, is null and void. And secondly, in terms of the Speaker who was impeached, it doesn't matter whether he has managed to challenge the impeachment proceedings or not. The fact of the matter is that, Mr. Speaker, the Speaker, upon being impeached, went to court. He was unable to secure an injunction, and therefore he cannot in any way purport to sit whether he gazetted the way he purported to gazette 3 sitting places, and he christened them sittings mashinani in actually 4 words. That in itself is legal, and whatever proceedings that transpired in those sittings are illegal. And therefore, even as we ask that the report should affirm the nullity of those sittings, it is upon the Speaker of the House who is supposed to be sitting to ensure that those proceedings are declared a nullity. Mr. Speaker, lastly, because of the aspect which has been raised by the members, we are dealing with 2 assemblies, and the chairperson of this committee alleged that the controller of budget indicated that she received requisitions. Senator Medu has tried actually to run us through the process of requisition of funds from the controller of budget and the approval of such funds. There is highly likelihood that there is collusion between the office of the controller of budget and the legal team that is sitting in the assembly. And that is a very important and serious issue that this House must delve into, even as we attempt to resolve this issue. And I agree with Senator Olekina that besides the
Your time is up, Senator. We're running out of time. Please indulge me. Senator Katherine Ma.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. And just to say, I'm a member, the Vice Chair of the Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. I'd like to support the motion as amended, and to bring it to the attention of the House that it is important that we get the record right. I would like to urge every member to read the report fully and look at the observations. If you look at observation number 10.7, actually speaks to the nullity or the illegality of the county assembly sittings that were done outside of the correct place. And that is part of what Honorable Senator Odinga has brought in place. The only observation that is not there is around the ethics and anti-corruption, bringing in the ethics and anti-corruption. And this was because the committee resolved to actually go to Nyamira to find out what is happening on the ground. And as it did so, we were aware that it has a myriad of cases before the courts, and we are also cognizant of the need for some of those cases to be resolved. So, Honorable Chair, I think some of the people who have spoken here have not even made reference to any of the observations that we made, but have proceeded to actually erroneously bash the committee on what it has said. Honorable Speaker, as I finalize, it is also important to state that the report was tabled, and it is the House Business Committee that has put it for today, scheduled it for today. And the day the report was tabled, the Honorable Senator for Nyamira was not very satisfied, and he actually asked the Honorable Speaker to refer the legal matters to the Jailer Committee. The Jailer Committee, you will agree with me that every observation in our report is actually a legal matter. So even as the committee is preparing to go to Nyamira, you can see JLAC is also preparing to look at this matter, and I would request that all of us converge and understand that there is not one committee that does not want to get to the bottom of the truth on this matter. And as a House, we need to converge and do what we have to do, respecting matters that are before the courts and doing what we are able to do in order to help this matter to move. Honorable Speaker, as a decision is made and the report is adopted, you might want to guide the committee on devolution and intergovernmental relations, whether it is continued its planned activities to finalize this issue are still valid, given the comments that we have heard from colleagues. I support the report, and I will stop there for the time being. Thank you.
Senator Mariam Sheek.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to support the report as amended. Mr. Speaker, as much as we fight for semi-autonomous of the county assembly, Mr. Speaker, we don't encourage this kind of behavior for this county assembly. Mr. Speaker, sitting outside the gazetted area for county assembly is illegal. Mr. Speaker, I went through the reports, but the report is only showing the observation, what they have observed from the stakeholders, and without the amended reports, which has been given by the Senator Kisumu, the amendments, the reports will have been having no other actions. But when it is amended, it has a bit of action which can be taken action. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of facilitation of funds, Mr. Speaker, the controller of budgets we cannot stop the blame to the controller of budget. There is also CM, which is the approver and the releaser of the fund to the county assembly. Mr. Speaker, when they do the bunge mashinani, before even gazetted, it must be passed through motions by county assembly, so that there must be concurrency, that there must be a bunge mashinani. After that, the gazetting must be done. Mr. Speaker, with those, if there is no concurrency on the county assembly, and without that, there is illegal for the bunge mashinani to take place. Mr. Speaker, as the action has concluded, we need to investigate on misappropriation of fund. Mr. Speaker, we send the money for proper use, not for the political parties fighting each other to divide county assembly for their own agenda so that they can benefit one way or another. Mr. Speaker, to avoid this, the